Esports as well, a little bit, I guess. You're always going to be, assuming this is a 5 mag, be a little bit more passive in lane, I suppose, and just enables Bloodseeker to have that
10
real
seconds
lane-winning
remaining.
matchup. Bloodright's so effective, it's pure damage.
Five
Don't know if there's
seconds
going to be all that
remaining.
much brawling going on throughout the map. Obviously, Timbersaw is going to be healing himself up.
Dire team ban.
Snapfire's pretty safe at just being able to get a lot of farm and do a lot of damage from long range. So shouldn't be all that concerned there. Yeah, just these core bands continue to roll on through everything that's going to take advantage of the Magnus.
10 seconds
What's
remaining.
available left here is I see the Jug at the moment.
5 seconds
Mhm.
remaining.
A lot of others that are banned out. I mean,
Radiant
there's
team ban.
don't really want to pick an AM. PA's gone already. I have the Troll. Yeah, there's not left honestly for Savage here with what they want to try and utilize with the Magnus.
Monkey, maybe?
10
It's
seconds
a stronger
remaining.
laner now, so it might be able to contest into the Bloodseeker a little bit more readily.
5 seconds remaining.
But Neon though, what are you thinking they're going for with this mid lane for Yopaj? Could we have already seen them attempt the Rubik to be run as a 2, but more than likely, you know, we're probably going to see that for Skem on the 4. What's a hero that they're looking for here?
What is a Yopaj style hero for here? Don't think it's Earth Spirit. I don't think it's going to be
Dire
able to dish
team
out enough
ban.
damage. It just needs to be something that deals a lot of magic, right? You've got 3 Strength Heroes already on the enemy team. Timbersaw obviously very tanky. You've already got Sven that's fulfilling the physical damage niche. So it's just about not making your draft too one-dimensional. So when you think what heroes can do that,
10
you've got your
seconds
Queen of
remaining.
Pain, which isn't going to be too bad. It gives you a nice little gap close to get in onto the
5
Snapfire as well,
seconds
which is
remaining.
always going to be nice. Even if you're able to, you know, prioritize the Magnus a lot in team fights. Just blink in, get the Shadow Strike off, disable his Blink Dagger. It's going to be pretty damn effective. What else is there?
Radiant team
Bet the
pick.
clock. Okay. So I see Pugna for a good way to be able to burst down the timber, can allow them to take towers, and also it gives you some decrep survivability for a mag plus your physical damage dealer. There's also the OD's been a very good counter to the
10
timber. That
seconds
hero doesn't feel
remaining.
too strong at the moment, but you do have the Omni-Knight factor you got to keep in mind.
5 seconds remaining.
Also there was another one I thought of. It escaped me now. There could honestly be potential. Can you core Silencer? You know, we saw it a lot in Oceanic. It would be a great way to disrupt the Snapfire combo. Like if Mag drops RP, then Kisses follows up. You know, you've got this Ven to sit in the front. You've got this pure damage for the Timber. Can go have a lot of control for the Void as well.
I suppose so. Magnus isn't really going to want to rotate through all that much, so it's really just puts a lot onto the back of the Snapfire. Then you've still got the ranged hero against a melee opponent, especially an opponent that is an
Dire
int
team
hero,
pick.
so Silencer might not be too bad. They're just going to opt for the Ember Spirit as well. So I think their main priority is, well, Silencer would have disrupted the team fights like you mentioned with the global, but I think he's just trying to get on to the Magnus to prevent that factor to really come through and let Sven do his thing.
Seems like
10
a
seconds
much better
remaining.
Yopaj hero, the Ember. And also the matchup versus the Void Spirit is one of the
5
better
seconds
ones as well.
remaining.
Yeah.
Last pick here for Savage. Again, not much available for him for the position 1. Gotta keep in mind because the Bloodseeker Rubik's gonna be such an aggressive lane as well. So it's gonna be someone who's actually gonna have to have some relatively decent performance. Otherwise, he might just get shoved out.
There's still a Spectre, but it's... is it a Spectre game? Not feeling it.
Jug just seems like the only real decent one to use the Empower. Could they Ricky? That's another one that I'm kind of highlighting.
Yeah, Ricky's pretty fast. I'm just thinking of other things that aren't able to be kited around as easily. I think like even an Ursa wouldn't have been horrible until that Bloodseeker came into the equation. Morphling's gone, Troll's gone. I mean, TB, is that gone? It's not amazing, but
TB is still there. Let's see, what do they do? They're gonna choke. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Choose your hero.
it's okay. I'm just like, Bloodseeker is still able to get a lot done against it, right? You've got the pure damage, goes through the spin. You can't just spin and run away as well if a team fight's not going your way. It's one of the few things that Sven doesn't really care about facing a Juggernaut super early on or even later on into the game. It's only ridiculously late that the Juggernaut's got the capabilities to have his Aghanim Scepter as well as a lot of damage items. That's like the 1, 5, or 10-minute timing that he's got before Sven again overtakes him. Maybe just putting a lot of trust in the Magnus, which, by the way, mid Magnus.
Yeah, it's
So-
interesting that they pick up the Void Spirit on the 4 and Snap's playing the 5 here. Well, I guess the Snap with the Juggernaut gives you a lot of kill threat opportunity, and also that Cookie is going to be pretty nice here to be able to get out of the AoE for the Blood Rise, so just a little bit also of a survivability factor coming through from Boom Bowl. The one thing I'm kind of iffy about is that Timber's a hero who very much needs to have a support in the lane for the first couple of levels, but then you want that support to start roaming because he loves the solo once he's at that stage where he can do so. And I wonder how much the Void Spirit's really going to be able to try and rotate across the map, but it feels like there's some better heroes to do that.
Yeah, I think it's very much going to be like a boom or bust game here for Q, because when you're playing the position for Void Spirit, you're going a little bit of a different build, right? You don't need to prioritize quite so much into things like, the Dissimulate to clear waves really quickly. You want to enable the ganking potential a lot more with the Aether Remnant, but if those aren't hitting, then you're not really all that useful, and then you've also pigeonholed yourself into not having the, I suppose, catch-up
Prepare
potential.
for
You never really
battle.
want to be jungling or laning all too much as this Void Spirit, but it might get to that stage if he doesn't have all too great of an early game.
We've seen Neon struggle so far being able to play against this Ven, but we saw yesterday that they were able to kind of get rid of this Ven in one of their matches and take that game, and now there's going to be another game where they're going to make sure the enemy team isn't able to pick up this Ven. So let's see how they're going to play in their own regard here, paired up with the Omni Knight as well. You were highlighting previous days now how this feels like such a good hero for Xiao with the Omni. It just kind of fits his playstyle incredibly well. So getting him on that hero should allow Neon to really thrive.
Mm-hmm. Don't know if he's won with it though, or he might have won one game with it, right? He's definitely lost one while playing it, and I don't think it was on him. I think it was on the rest of his team, just not quite backing him up as much as he needed to be. No, so in the series yesterday, Omni was picked twice, and it lost twice. So
not too high of a win rate there, but it's still the Sven Omni combo seems like it's been one to it's been very difficult to defeat. But do Motivate have the lineup to do that? Do you think?
to do what? Sorry.
To defeat the Sven and the Omni.
Yeah, I think this is the sort of lineup that can. Timbersaw, good pressure in lane. Mag's going to be accelerating the Jug's farm. Mag, of course, farms very effectively and quickly himself. So you're going to have probably a very similar or even faster timing on your Echo Saber and things of that nature. I think a lot of this is just going to come down to Q on the Void Spirit. If he has a good game, I think Motivator probably going to win this. If he doesn't, then the Omni Knight's going to be too much to deal with.
See how Q's really going to be able to perform. I've been pretty impressed with some of his position 4s so far throughout the groups, in particular the Tiny. So just trying to flex the Void Spirit. We'll see how that's going to fare. We haven't really seen too many of the Void Spirits flexed as the 4 so far. Previously when the hero was getting played, we saw it in the 1 sometimes, the 3, the 2, the 4 as well then, but mainly kind of set in stone as the 2, sometimes the 3, depending.
Well, they're going for I don't want to call this tri-lane at the very start. I don't think there's too much kill potential here. So I suppose the Whirling Death, if there's poor positioning coming through from Natsumi and, well, Zhao's actually up top with Play Hard as well as Scam. They're doing this other thing again, right, where they're switching up who's playing the 3 and the 4. I don't mind it all that much. Some people might call it instability or lack of trust, but it can just be whoever's more comfortable on that hero. It's not like play hard can't play 4.
Yeah, well, when he was on the 4 previously, this was one of his best heroes that
30
we saw.
seconds to
Neon
battle.
were constantly picking up. I'm always been a big fan of play hard on the Rubik, and this is a pretty strong combo that they have. You know, someone to be able to enable the blood right to find the connection. It's a lot of aggressiveness that they can provide, and you know, the
It's
nice
probably
thing. And
the strongest combo, honestly, that the Bloodseeker can have.
would you say Crystal Maiden? Have you seen Crystal Maiden with it?
I think I love Crystal Maiden. If you know me, I spam the hell out of that hero.
Begins.
But I just feel like Rubik, the fact that he can reposition heroes with a telekinesis just makes it even stronger.
Yep.
You know, you can guarantee that that stuff's going to hit. You're not going to have any sort of poor coordination with when your slow comes or when your frostbite comes. But Rubik also very effective into the latter stages of the game, whereas a CM this time around, not going to be all that amazing against this lineup that Motivate.Trust has.
I think I just have a little bit of bias with the Bloodseeker Crystal Maiden, because I think there was Elephant absolutely dumpstered 2 lanes, 2 games with that combo, and I think there's probably a little bit of bias there considering how well they're able to do. But you know, Rubik Bloodseekers should have a strong performance as well. We'll see how the other lanes are going to fare with Skem being able to stack up that thirst and have some potential. You highlighted that the Timber is someone who's going to have some pretty strong regen coming through, so it will make it pretty difficult for him to be at the stage where it's really going to enable the Bloodseeker. But this is a double strength lane that Neon have, so the Whirling Death is going to do an immense amount of damage. We already see Nevermind picking that one up.
Zhao's doing a good job. He's just trading as much as he can with Q. They're getting a good amount of farm as well in that speed. Use the Stormhammer just to secure the range creep, not really caring all that much about the kill potential at this point. It's going to be level 3 or so. They're going to start to maybe attempt some kills happening here. Against Q, you would think. Yeah, you're not going to kill the Timbersaw at that stage.
And about the mid matchup for the Mag and the Ember, is there a favorable one between these 2 heroes?
The Mag. Mag is pretty heavily favored once he gets a few more points into the Empower. You've also got the potential of the outplay with the Skewer just back underneath the tower, so he's probably going to go for a 1-3-1 build.
Dire's courier has been killed.
It's always the nice thing about the Mag up against the melee matchup. You can even see like kind of the cleave, a little bit of harassment, but it's a lot easier to be able to find the skewers. I guess Yopaj can kind of play with the Flame Guard, but not always going to have that one up and available, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for him. But we're going to be able to see the Ember make a lot more rotations this game, as the Mag's a hero who kind of wants to sit, play around getting those 2 items. There we go, Skewer back in. Yopaj take too much. Feel it's not going to right click him down, but those extra hits from the towers can always play off, and you got to keep in mind now about that thirst with how low Fearless is. But he's got the Salve, so Bloodseeker won't really be able to utilize that as much. I mean, it's only level 1 regardless.
The other thing as well is that Yopaj, he's sitting pretty low as well. I don't think he's ferrying anything out to him. He just had the tangos delivered through, but now's the perfect time to pop the Salve there on Fearless, make his side lane a little bit easier, as well as be ready to fight again.
Boombell and Play Hard going toe-to-toe at the moment. Boombell's got the cookie, but Play Hard's going to be... Oh, that is a magnificent telekinesis. Gets him even up on the high ground there, so it could have been a bit of trouble, considering we're still holding the cookie, but it's positioning
Nicely done again by Q. He's blocked every single one of these small camps with his body, so once he does leave, when the Timbersaw... Well, he's got his level 3 already. He might even opt to do it now as they're starting to take... Maybe after this medium camp goes away, he'll just depart the lane, and he's not going to be back, probably at all for the remainder of the laning stage.
Yeah, we'll see what Q's going to be able to do with the rotations, highlighting that, there's probably some of the better position for us to be able to do that, but, you don't really want to try and sit in that lane when the Timber's got the advantage. He's someone who can be very self-sufficient, and you see Zhao's kind of recognizing this. He's like, all right, well, Void Spirit's somewhere, we got the power runes coming up as well, so it's going to need to try and contest these. It's cute. I mean, he misses the Remnant. Now Zhao coming over with 2 points in the Purification will end up forcing back Motivate. Let's see if the rune's going to be top, and it is, but unfortunately the Ember's not going to be able to get there in time, so...
Nice demo play. He'll be able to get a good amount of harass here as well. He's got the skewer. Oh, he actually gets
Nicely
him back
played.
underneath the tower, but it's haste. It's haste Rubik, so he'll be fine.
Oh, we might get a courier too, actually. Fearless going to play
Dire's
around. No,
courier
just
has
gets a
been
little bit
killed.
of vision there. And, well, play hard, doing some works. Gets rid of the haste. A lot of damage onto the mag and even gets a courier snipe too.
Messes up the equilibrium as well. So this Fearless is going to be able to farm underneath his tower for a little bit. He doesn't mind that all that much, but honestly surprised by how much Yopaj has been able to get out of this lane. He should really be getting harassed out by this by the empower hits. Just goes to show you the strength of that flame guard against heroes that have no real way to remove it. It's a lot of damage per second by standing nearby.
About to have the bounties as well. It looks like Zhao was trying to think about stealing the one over from Fearless, who sometimes we even see against the mag, but actually Tops again, he's in trouble here. Scatter Blast the last Savage to close the distance, although he has the movement speed with a phase and a little bit of thirst helping out as well. So Skem's going to be able to get back underneath the T1 tower. You do see Q put in the moves on top of the map here, so trying to get involved to help out. They might sort of put some pressure on Skem as though Savage is falling low and he doesn't have the Blade Fury, so eats the Blood Riot.
Just be careful here.
And Skem's continuing to chase, but the Scatter Blast will at least hold that aggression. They might go back in though. Q's found the Rubik on the back line. Gets the 8th, the Remnants. Going to be able to set up for Boom Bell, however, they haven't used it just yet, so just going to wait for the slows just in case they can juke out the cookie. And Skem's actually trying to man-fight Q at the moment.
Omni's coming.
Rotation just in case, if need be. We've got 3 heroes up top at the moment here, and this is now going to leave the Sven and the Timbersaw solo. See, Nevermind's able to fare. He's already got the level 6. Natsumi's just going to have to try and drag the creeps off, but still continuing the aggression up top. Skem's moving pretty fast. They need to try and get a little bit of health back here, because we see the Bloodseekers put in some pressure on with this bonus movement speed. Is trying to chase down the back. Finds Q, but unfortunately without any stuns, it is making it very awkward for this play to work out.
They missed that purification as well. Skem just going for the extra right click, which meant that he wasn't in range for the actual purification AoE. So yeah, he'll be kicking himself a little bit about that, but you've still got this lane pushing in under the tower. Savage not having as good a time as the Sven, so I think they're going to be reasonably happy with Neon with how the game has gone regardless.
It's a nice thing at least that you're going to have the amplification come through from the mag here. If depends how much Fearless is going to be playing around, of course, near the Juggernaut. But we're going to start to see him. He's already got the max out in power. So now the fact that the Void Spirit kind of left that bottom lane pretty early, Mag's going to be able to go back to the jungle, and it will allow the Void Spirit to kind of catch back up on levels that he would have normally had if he was to stay in the lane with another position 3. But yeah, play hard. Trouble down bot. Telekinesis actually sets up the cookie stun, in fact, and it looks like the Rubik is going to be your first blood. Is never mind, but the help of the Snapfire. And that's exactly what they want. Try and get a kill on the support, cut the wave, have the creeps mainly do the work on top of the T1 tower, and it's going to take a while to fall. You do still at least this Ven is a hero that is able to fall back and farm the jungle at a very early rate.
Yeah, but it's not just the Sven though. Obviously the Magnus excels at it too, so that just means Q's given the freedom to sit in the mid lane. He's got enough escape mechanisms that Yopaj probably isn't going to get any solo kills onto him. And they're going for a bit of a snipe here of the runes. Unlucky that it's going to be spawning on the top side, so it's an arcane rune going to Yopaj.
There we go. Tower's already claimed, and now this is really going to give them a lot more opportunities to make stuff happen across the map as Q's getting chased down, but again, with this to simulate, to connect with the chains underneath the tier 2. Nice dodge as well, but he's still going to actually run in the Remnant. Now they're going to be careful, just out of range. That movement speed helping out with the phase. Gets Yopaj to not find the connection with the RP, but they're still going to follow up, however, the TP from Savage. Commits the Omni Slash on Zhao. He's just going to get chased down. So Savage using that ultimate pretty early here to get a kill. He's just going to continue farming. Maybe Mag might even come over and give him some help with the Empower there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just straight TP'd away, it's only a level 7 Juggernaut, so Zhao, if he was quick on the fingers, might have been able to get away from that aggressive movement, but not going to be the case. He's just going to be able to TP back out to wherever he wants. Places the mango tree as well, so extra value.
See the Snapfire and the Timber being a bit of a nuisance still at the moment. And again, look at what they're kind of taking over. This bottom jungle is not really available for Neon. Yopaj is starting to get pretty aggressive and in fact wanting to hunt Fearless instead of going to some of the other lanes and putting his aggression onto that side. As Q could be in trouble though. Still only level 4. He's going to try and commit with the Remnant underneath the tier 2 tower. There's no rotations just yet. Nevermind's not really going to offer up too much of an attempt to be able to find a kill. Meanwhile, we even take a look, they're brawling against Savage at the moment.
I did like the Yopaj has been playing this really well for him. Not only is he able to dodge out RPs, he's getting kills, he's making Q have to sit a bit more passively and not get the farm that he would want as this position for Void Spirit. So I think, overall, you can be pretty happy with how things are turning out for you. Magnus, he's sitting down level with the Bloodseeker as well on net worth, which is not what you want when you're playing it in the mid lane. You've just got so many ways to amplify your own farm that there's no real excuse not to be sitting at least top 3.
You see what Nevermind's doing. I mean, he knows how incredibly strong he is at the moment and just really trying to be a nuisance and taking a lot of the farm away from the from this event at the moment. It looks like Zhao was able to get that big ancient kill. But it's, yeah, Yopaj has done a very good job to at least disrupt the Void Spirit and even disrupt the Mag, which is why, he's kind of neck and neck with the Bloodseeker. And, definitely not where you want to be, but never mind. Both the cores are hunting the backline. You see, they find the cookie stun, sets up for the RP. Now, Skewer underneath the tower, but that extra damage of the tower isn't going to be enough. It looks like Q's got the follow-up, though. Nice combination, drags him back. There's been a thorn in the side here, the Ember, but finally will get punished with that aggressive movement. And you saw what the Timber was doing, was preventing Zhao and also the Play Hard Rubik from being able to get involved there to help the Ember.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
but it took 4 heroes just to be able to take down 1. In the meantime, Skem's happily farming down at bottom. He makes his rotation through to mid. They realize the importance of maintaining this tier 1 tower. Should get a deny onto that siege creep though.
I mean, well, what's Natsumi go? He's got Treads, Master Mana, going to be working on the Echo Saber. He is top of the net worth, so this Sven, time and time again, we're seeing him just be the top guy in the scoreboard and sitting pretty comfortably here with how much space Neon have been trying to make for him as Boombelt is going to pop the smoke. It will cost him his life, however. But I guess at least one of his cores doesn't die like the Juggernaut, who they were trying to aim with that. I've been
Still sticking around though on Savage here. Play Hard starts to move away. Doesn't really have enough for anything other than the spin.
Top lane, Natsumi's in trouble though. He's been farming a little bit too aggressive and he's going to try and attempt the TP, but a bit ambitious considering. And Motivate, that's a big kill considering. You see that the Sven hasn't been able to farm the Ancients because Nevermind's actually been taking that away with how aggressive he's been playing. And then that's a big kill that's now going to allow the Jug to get some extra time to get ahead of the Sven's farm with Hid down. But they're going to try and dive Boombell though, Yopaj. A double damage rune. Dodges the cookie stolen from Play Hard. Some rotations coming through, but can they get there in time to keep Boombell alive? Looks like Yopaj. He doesn't have the slide up once again. He's actually going to commit the Remnant to be able to find the kill. So they just trade supports there.
Finally ends up going down. Uncharacteristic from Play Hard, missing both the cookie and the Scatter Blast. So 1-for-1 trade. Importantly though, look at all this attention being given to the mid tier 1 tower. You can have the blood right to try and slow it down, but I don't think you're really in a position to stop it from happening.
And this is a fight Dire can take. You've got RP, you've got Omni Slash as well, and Skem has barely any mana for this engagement, so you've got to be careful. Blink forward, Fearless finds the connection now with the skewer back. They need extra lockdown. Yopaj, he doesn't have any more remnants just yet. They're about to come back off cooldown, but they're going to be careful because Natsumi at the moment just right-clicking for free. With the RP down, Savage still holding his ground. Let's see if he can get the angle for the Omni Slash, but going on top of the Sven is going to be a little bit more difficult with that bonus Warcry armor. So Motivate, yes, you drop the big ultimate there for the Mag, but you are still able to find the tier 1 tower, which is an important one because now it's going to give you a lot of extra map control to make these movements inside the jungle.
Yep, getting a kill too is a nice little bonus on top of that. I was thinking maybe they might have tried to dive a little bit deeper, but not opting to go for any points into the Guardian Angel just yet. I think Zhao really wants to make sure he's waiting for at least a little bit more stats for himself. For not often you see the Omni Knight go for things like the Arcane Boots. Oh, he's actually just finished it up, so nice early game for him.
It's going to be a pretty big timing here from Radiance. They've got the ATOS now picked up, but the Mortimer Kisses at least giving Q a little bit of space. And now with the Remnant actually allows the Kisses to fall up on top of the Bloodseeker, but he moves pretty fast. It will eventually wear off now, since the Void Spirit's been dead for a couple extra seconds. So you saw them try and get aggressive with that ATOS. They get a kill, but it does cost them the core's life.
Yeah, that haste did not wear off before the movement speed from the Bloodseeker. So good chase coming through from Nevermind, and he's going to show that he's a pretty damn good player. You know, new addition to the Motivate roster, but showing some impressive things. There we go. There's the 15 minutes or so. This is where the Sven really starts to come online as the big threat. Nearly hitting onto his level 12 as well. Should grab it right after this Ancient stack. So he's going to be pulling it down if he's not able to clear it fully. Grab the bounty runes, make the rotation with the rest of his team.
That should help. The tide.
If they're able to hit this timing at the moment with the night time as well. Motivate been able to accumulate a 2,000 net worth lead at the moment. They got a bit of an experience lead as well, but it is a even game with all things considering. But you do have to keep in mind that Dire, their cores, yes, Sven's going to get very farm, but Dire are going to be able to utilize his Empower on multiple heroes. So we'll see the Jug and the Mag kind of take over eventually, and some heroes like the Bloodseeker might start to fall off, at least in farm. Boobell's only level 6 though. He needs levels.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit indecisive. You know, they've been standing around this, where their tier 1 used to be for quite a while on most of the team. They've bought out the Timber Source. Quite surprised that he was still stuck there, considering the vision that they had on the Dire side. So, misplay there from Nevermind. It's going to cost him a kill streak and probably this tower, considering the God Strength is off.
A big one with that Spirit Vessel gives them a lot of opportunities, but now with the RP, Page is going to get involved here, the Cookie as well, but they're right on top of the Snapfire, so the Glob's not going to do anything, close. And it's a beautiful Blood Ride as well. They're going to try and come on top of the backhand with the Omnislash. It's a lot of damage on top of the supports. They'll find the Rubik. Skem's falling incredibly low inside the river as well. They need the 8th Remnant, but look how fast he's moving with the Thirst movement speed. They're going to try and find him with the back cube with that jump forward, thanks to the Astral Step. Even Yopaj, he's in trouble. Remnant's about to come back up, but it's not fast enough for Savage. Gets a crit to claim it. They're going to try and retreat away. Oh, they got Division. Q. He finds a TP cancel. Natsumi might be in trouble here. I mean, he still moves really fast. Q might try and have to rely on the body blocks, but he does have the Yules to set up for the 8th Remnant, so Natsumi is going to be able to get chased down here as Motivate. They take a successful fight inside the river. They get a couple of kills for their performance as well.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire are scanning.
Oh, they're not done though. PPR.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just shows the importance of that vision, right? Like they were a little slow to make the movement. Yeah, they get Nevermind. Yeah, they got the tier 1 tower, but it's just so important to understand where you can play out on the map right now when, well, it's really only Motivate that have any sort of aggressive wards out. So they know when these rotations are going to start to happen. Yopaj, again, he's just diving super deep each time. Might not have the net worth, but he's making a lot of space. It's just not the rest of the team taking full advantage of it, especially after this Sven has hit the key timing of his Mask of Madness in the Echo Saber.
And the issue is that Timber's getting very close to the Guardian Greaves as well, so they're going to have a way to be able to purge off the Spirit Vessel, which is a big way for them to be able to find that kill. So there's a window here for Neon to get a couple kills on Nevermind before he gets that item, but unfortunately, he only needs about 300 gold, and then Nevermind, if he holds that, either to get rid of the Blood Right Silence if need be, that the chains, but probably that Spirit Vessel is the big one. As mid lane found the Rubik, even going to drop the Kisses just in case he play, although he does steal the spin, so it's going to protect him against the magic damage, and Q potentially getting bladed, and now Nevermind as well. He will be able to TP out because they've already popped that ATOS, but it still puts Boombell in a bit of a tricky spot, so they'll get both the supports. Follow up with the RP though. Fearless has Savage neck and neck with him though. No Omni Slash with the cleave. Is it going to be enough? Yopaj drag back. It's actually going to be enough for the Shockwave kill, and now Savage is chasing for more as well, but the Blade Fury is about to wear off. Savage got to be careful. Drop the healing ward. Let's see if he's going to be able to micro this perfectly enough. They will at least get a little bit of health back, and now they're going to think about turning with the big forward skill. He's going to be able to find 2. Savage drops the ultimate. Even Nevermind's coming over as well. Skem's taking up the full duration. The Omni. Let's see if the movement speed's going to... Now, once again, this Shockwave from Fearless perfectly placed to allow the Juggernaut to continue diving. They're even going to be able to find the Omni Knight as well. Such nice micro from Savage, just getting, a couple of key seconds there with that healing ward to allow him for the Omni Slash to come back off cooldown and the RP follow-up from Fearless as well to counter.
Bottom tower is under
Yeah, the
attack.
bait's really coming into effect. We saw in the previous game, Neon were on point with the Roche timer, making sure to engage against Motivate as soon as that as soon as that expired. But this time around, the Omni Slash just as important of a cooldown, especially when you've got this Sven. Juggernaut much stronger at this stage of the game
Radiant's bottom
if you've
tower
got the
is under
items
attack.
as he has.
It's, I mean, it's Networthly continuing to go when they keep taking fights like that. 7,000 lead now for them. And,
Radiant's
you know, we see the
bottom
Jugs farm
tower
is
has
just skyrocketing at the moment. It's almost the Aghanim's completed. He just needs the Ogre Axe. And, you know, he's also got this Nullify queued up as well. So it's going to be a great way to deal with that Guardian
Radiant
Angel.
are scanning.
And then it's... So, I guess you...
The Hyperstone. Something a little different.
Tristan, yeah. We've seen some heroes like the Spectre put some emphasis on like the
Lob's going out
Moonshot.
again. Play hard. He
Is
dead.
under attack.
Too late for you.
Well, there's the Axe, 20 minutes in.
Oof.
Can't ask for much better. Level 18 as well on
Radiant's
Savage.
middle
Yeah,
tower
this has
is
been
under
like,
attack.
you know, we were bringing up kind of at the start of the day what the European teams were, you know, doing overnight to try and deal with this Ven. We've seen the Mag be like a pseudo way to deal with him though, just because, you know, Sven's got this innate farming mechanic. Well, you know, the Mag has that as well in the Empower, and he can buff up an extra hero too. So if Sven might be top of the net worth for his team, but maybe the rest of the cores are going to fall behind. Whereas, you know, the Mag lineup, at least him and one other person, is always going to be able to find a decent amount of farm.
Oh, not the courier, Yopaj. It's giving away your position a little bit here.
Radiant's
Fearless is on
courier
point. He
has been
should
killed.
know that he's sticking out just among these trees here. He's going to reveal himself anyway.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just baits it out a little bit.
Radiant's top
He just wants to
tower
scare him
has
away
fallen.
from the lane, stop it from pushing in constantly.
Gotta be careful. If Q catches him with the Yule Scepter here, instant with the Swift Slash there. Yopaj has used all his remnants though, so he might be in trouble. But Radiant, they're
Savage is
coming
gone.
over. They drop the Omni Slash down with the follow-up. The damage not going to be enough at the moment with the counter on top of the backline here. They lose Nevermind instantly. That Blood Right pure damage doing too much. Now they retreat away, but it feels
Nice
the
RP.
counter for anti-RP, but the stun actually connects on top of the Juggernaut. He's got the Swift Slash once again. Where's the follow-up though? They've only found both supports. And meanwhile, Natsumi's going to go to work. He'll find Fearless, turn to deal with Boom Bell as well. Gets inside the pit, but won't be able to get the die off to the Roshan. Savage still trying to go to work, but the Atos going to control him. He's got this Blade Fury potential with the TP out. Doesn't look like they've got the damage with the physical. Man, there was such a good counter with the RP, but the stun was in the nick of time there to just minimalize how much damage the Jug was able to dish out, and also that Guardian Angel as well.
Yeah, real clutch Guardian Angel coming through. Boombell, though, it just didn't feel like he didn't do anything at that fight. You know, he joined up towards the end. He had all of his abilities off cooldown. Decided to back off a little bit, not use the Fire Snap Cookie, not even launch the Mortimer's Kisses from afar. So it could have been very different. It was essentially a 5v4 team fight in Neon's favor, and only just coming out on top. So this game, while that team fight might have looked a little bit more even, there were certainly some things that Motivate could have done better.
Yeah, the big thing is that the 23 Savage Juggernaut was able to just scurry himself away with the TP. You know, they don't have a way to really go through the Blade Fury at the moment, unless the damage from Sven is going to be enough as the game goes on. But they're thinking about walking into Roche. I mean, there's no RP just yet. Maybe just giving it one right click, and he's like, maybe we can't do that.
Maybe not. Not yet.
And well, Radiant, they think they can fight though. They're going to smoke up, die instantly as well. Who's going to pop at the high ground? Who's got the vision advantage? It's going to be Die at the moment. Now instantly on top of Scam. That's a beautiful target to be able to burst down. The control burst to Timber is so important, but they found Fearless on top of the backline here. Cookie, can he get the skewer? Actually, Cookie is going to disrupt this skewer, but he's got the blink, so he's going to be able to disengage. Now Dire, they got perfect vision at the moment to be able to go on the high ground. It looks like Yopaj is in trouble though. Savage is going to be able to find him with that Swift Slash, and they're going to try and cut off the retreat of the rest of Neon heroes as well. Play hard attempts the TP, but the Cookie just in the nick of time. Zhao will make it, but now they can go in Roche. Savage's like, all right, you know, we get 3 kills and Roche is now for us. It's a beautiful fight. It's motivating. You know, they both smoked up, but just that ward advantage.
They got this.
Radiant's middle tower.
Fearless just hanging around the outside. Yes, you're a core. Yes, you could probably assist with taking it down a little bit faster, but just not wanting to run the risk. Eventually does decide to go in, maybe scouting for some couriers that might be watching what they're doing. And he's got the BKB as well, so Fearless just able to get away that time with some of the assistance coming through from Glimmer Cape from Boombell. Now he's even got the own save potential for himself.
The Aegis now picked up
Come in
for
to
the Juggernaut. They got a 10,000 net worth lead for Motivate, and they're going to try and look to control around this triangle. Savage and Nevermind grouped up at the moment. Let's see Q. Can they bring it down throughout the first stun duration? Swift Slash followed up, and that's plenty. Woo, the crits from them just brings him down. And you got to keep in mind as well, the pure damage from the Timber doesn't take into effect about the Flame Guard, so it will go through that.
Same thing with the Juggernaut, you know, it's just all right-click damage, and you can see why he's going into the Moonshard here on Savage. You've got that Swift Slash super early on. Even if the duration's only 0.8 seconds, you saw in the duration of the Omni, it was still enough to get 3, maybe 4 right-clicks off there.
At least Natsumi's doing a good job to be able to cut mid, but not that it's really too important because the top lane is shoved in. They're going to be forced to pop the glyph, but Q with this Void Spirit just constantly hunting. Skem's going to try and TP back, but the 8th Remnant just sets up for the globs, instantly assassinating one. Skem's going to be kind of careful too. A bit of damage, but they really don't want to dive too far with Q's already using the combo at the moment. So they'll just get the pick off, go back, take the objective. Let's see if they want to reset though, because Fearless has got the RP. If they can force him outside the base and then counter up afterwards. Natsumi has the Silver's Edge as well. This can be pretty important to be able to bring down the Teal Bubble, lead forward, but he's still protected with the Healing Ward. They really need to deal with this, and Savage is slowly poking and prodding them. Are they going to try and initiate forward? Never mind, chain up. Savage has already popped the Blade Fury now, so they need to reset. Radiant, I don't think you want to walk outside the base, though. If you group up on a choke point, the Mag will just be able to easily find that multi-hero RP.
Not just yet. They're just trying to delay things more and more now. Yopaj, he's switched things up. He wants to go into the Maelstrom, keep the waves pushed out as much as possible. Considering the fact that he has been playing so deep around the map as well, it's just about delaying things until the Sven's going to be able to get his next big timing. He's already got the BKB, but that just feels like, I don't want to say a last-ditch effort. It's still going to be very challenging for them to try and come back into this one.
Looks like Savage just gets a full set for free pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, this is the way to beat the Sven. Aggression. Get really aggressive, draft the winning lane. Timbersaw, fantastic at doing that. The Magnus, I think Fearless could have done a little bit more in the laning stage to make things a little bit more convincing, but you can't fault the way that he's played this mid-game. You know, getting some clutch RPs off, always being in position to skewer out the Ember Spirit after the lockdowns coming through from Q. And I mean, Q, he's a position 4 with Yules and Ag Scepter at the 26-minute mark. He has been having a very good game.
Yeah, Yopaj is now going to be even more careful with his positioning. We've already seen this Yules Scepter Aether to be such a nuisance, and now with the Aghanims as well. As Savage just trying to find the Rubik. I mean, he's still got the Aegis for a little bit longer. And again, with no real way to be able to deal with the Blade Fury, I mean, Skem hasn't used that Rupture to at least hinder some way for him to retreat. He's always microing the Healing Ward to perfection, but they're going to try and take a fight here. Yopaj finds him on the side. They're going to be able to bring down the Void Spirit, gets rid of at least that USF, but he's able to make it on top of the backline now with the Guardian Angel, stops the damage from coming through. They're doing a nice job of being able to at least kite the Juggernaut, but they've got to be careful because they haven't burst anyone just yet. And I'm Motivate, they can turn Fearless, doesn't find the RP, but it looks like it doesn't matter. As Natsumi, there we go! Skewer RP on to 3 with the Omni slash Motivate kisses. That's just beautiful from Motivate. They'll turn to the rest of the supports as Skem, he needs to retreat away, but never mind. And Boombella hunting cookies off the mark. Skem's movement speed just going to be enough to slither away, but they've got the follow-up in the chains, the shockwave as well, and Motivate. Oh, they just do that so well. You kite the first jump in, you reset the fight, you don't get that proper RP, but Mag still skewers forward, finds 3, and there's the combo.
That's all you need, and you know, it's all on the back of Savage playing this hyper-aggressive style. Still has the Aegis, by the way, for the next 40 seconds, but he's not really going to need it. No objection against them pushing forward here. Moonshard means that this Rax is going to melt as well. They just move straight down towards the bottom one. Moonbell just going to finish this one with a little shredder, reducing the armor and range Rax, and this should be going very quickly into a game number 2.
Rubik's even going to get punished as well. I mean, he does have a buyback to try and stall this out. They're going to be back up pretty shortly. God's Strength, unfortunately, is still on cooldown. Aegis going to tick out in the next 10 seconds as well. Savage does need a little bit of mana from this Aegis getting reclaimed. There's also the Aghanims now picked up, but you haven't really seen the Rupture honestly do anything so far.
There was some perfect micro as well from the Healing Ward in the last fight. I think it lasted about 3/4 of its duration, and I mean, that is a damn long time.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Savage's micro through the game so far with that healing ward. And you see how difficult it is to still kite him. We're seeing a lot more Jugs, pick up this Blade Fury movement speed. It's just, he's in and out constantly. Not really much you're able to do. And I mean, now he's got a goddamn Daedalus picked up too.
Very much personal preference with, whether you go the phase boots or the power treads on the Juggernaut, but when you go on this Blade Fury movement speed, why wouldn't you go for the 20% moving?
Smoke up and try and find Nevermind. He's got a couple of reactive armor stacks for the Silver's Edge, going to make it a little bit difficult. Lotus Orb won't protect him. They need a beeline here instantly if they want to try and take the fight. Savage is coming over. He's got the healing ward as well, controlled up. Aether Remnant. Not going to give them too much space as Motivate. They're trying to retreat, but they need Fearless to be able to counter initiate if they can stay alive for long enough. Skims hunting as well. Gets a Eul Scepter out. One rock on top of Q. Somehow they still have that ward, and now as well, Joe just assassinates the back. Play Hard's going to end up paying the price here, and Skims just so far. Well, it's actually Natsumi that's so far away from the team here, and Kenny actually man-fight bursts. The Juggernaut's going to try and turn the Stormhammer, but there's the Omni. Fearless skewers him forward. Doesn't even need the RP because Savage's damage is just through the roof right now. They just have such a net worth lead, and it allows the Juggernaut to shred them apart as Motivate.Trust. They take game one pretty convincingly here, 30 minutes in.
Yeah. We love seeing this Sven go down, to be fair, but I didn't think it would be quite that clear cut of a way to go about things. They did it really well in the laning stage. I thought Q, his rotations were godly. Fearless, like we mentioned, not obviously getting the advantageous laning start with having to go up against the Flame Guard, but you cannot fault those RPs, you cannot fault the micro. Skem even was trying to chase down that healing ward at the very end, and I think he actually cancelled his attack animation when he was able to, when he was about to finish it off. So it's just lots of little things not going Neon's way, and Motivate, they take game one victory.
I like Motivate's answer to the Omni and the Sven. It looked like they weren't really phased at all at letting that one get let through. They didn't ban it out. So like, all right, we got a plan for it. We're going to try and follow up with the mag and the timber. And that opener from them was goddamn beautiful. And even the performance from Savage's Juggernaut as well. Just the overall gameplay from Motivate looking pretty goddamn sound here as they're going to be able to take game one. And, we'll see Neon. They haven't been able to win any games when they're versing the Sven. But when they play with it as well, unfortunately, that game wasn't in their favor. So they're going to ban it. Are they going to pick it? That's going to be the question. But, our answers, they will come through in this next draft. So we'll take a short break. Game 2 draft will be right around the corner.